Introduction. Statistic is a data process tool. Statistic can also be defined as a method, principle for working or manipulating quantitative data so the numbers speak. Statistic can also be defined as knowledge related to data collection, data processing, analysis, and drawing conclusions based on data and analysis. The analysis of population data is important for the government to know the numbers, distribution, composition, and development of the population from year to year. Statistics are currently evolving, expanding into many areas: economic, social, healthcare processing industry, agriculture, biological experiments, physics, and many more fields.
First of all, this is the table of data current price of bungalow for a given size in Alasta Kedah. Plus frequency distribution. Have 5 steps. Step 1. Decide the number of classes. For the decide number of the classes, we need to use formula. The formula is 2k bigger than n. There was 27 sample, so n is 27. K is 32, which is greater than 27. So the recommended number of classes is 5. Okay, next, step 2. Determine the class interval or width. The formula of class width is maximum entry minus minimum entry divided number of class. So the maximum number is 309.6 minus the minimum number 234.5 divided by 5. The answer is 15.4. The step 3. Set the individual class limit. Step 4. Make a tally mark for each data entry in the appropriate class. Step 5. So we have 5 classes: tally and frequency. The total frequency we get 27. So we go to relative frequency distribution. For the formula, relative frequency distribution is the formula is relative frequency equal to classes frequency divided by sample size. Next, the cumulative frequency. On cumulative frequency, we have a 4 table. First, for the classes, frequency, relative frequency, and cumulative frequency.
The measurement of central tendency. Central tendency is the one of the very important concept in the use of statistics. Measurement central tendency can be done using a formula or definition and can be determined using frequency distribution. Mean of a given data is the sum of all of observation divided by the number observation. Here have a formula for mean. Median is the value of the middlemost observation obtained after arranging the data in ascending order. Here have a formula for median. Last is mode. Mode is which is the value which appear most often in the given data observation with the highest frequency. Here have a formula for the mode.
Graphical method is scatter plot, a simple graphic method, and result can be really interpreted. This method is useful for comparing data side by side. The use of scatter plot, graphical representation of the overstation from a single point used to illustrate the relationship between two or more variables.
Measure of variations. Range the difference between the highest and lowest value. To find the range, simply subtract the lowest value from the highest value in the data set. Range example have 6 data points from sample A. In the box is about the data, class data. The highest value H is 296.1 minus 311.4 and the lowest L is 234.5 minus 249.8. R equal H to L. The range of your data is negative 499.6 class. Variance is the average square difference of value from the mean. Unlike the previous measure, variability and the variance include all value in correlation by comparing each value to the mean. To calculate the statistic, you calculate 6L of square difference between the data point and the mean, sum them and then divide by the number of observations. Hence, it is the average square difference. The formula of the variance of an entire population is the following. Okay, the answer of variance is 515.30. and the sample standard deviation is we get 22.70, and also the standard deviation we use another formula. For interpret of variance, the variance is the average of squared deviations from the mean. A deviation from the mean is how far a score lies from the mean. Variance is the square of the standard deviations. This means that the unit of variance are much larger than those of a typical value of dataset. Variance example: to get variance, square the standard deviations. S equal 529, 58367.56, S2 equal 7277.25 times 7277.25 become 529,58367.56. The variance of your data is 515.30. Interpret of standard deviation. The standard deviation is the standard or typical difference between each data point and the mean. When the value in a dataset are grouped closest together, you have small standard deviations. On the other hand, when the value are spread out more, the standard deviation is larger because the standard distance is greater. In the variance section, we calculate a variance into 01 in a table is we get the answer to 2.70. Therefore, the standard deviation for the dataset is 2.70.
A measure of position is a method by which the position that a particular data value has within a given dataset can be identified. The different measures of position are: 1. Quartiles, divide the data set into 4 equal parts. 2. Deciles, divide the data set into 10 equal parts. 3. Percentiles, divide the data set into 100 equal parts. Quartiles are the value of the variable that divide a set of observations into 4 equal parts. Each set of observations has 3 quartiles and they are denoted by Q1, Q2, and Q3. Calculations are based on a given data arrangement. The formula below is used to find the value of Q1. Step 1. Find location of Q1. Q1 is equal to n divided by 4 is equal to 27 divided by 4 is equal to 0.75. Class interval is 234.5 minus 249.8. Step 2. Find value of Q1. Q1 is equal to 249.23. Formula below is used to define value of Q3. Step 1. Find location of Q3. Q3 is equal to 3n divided by 4 is equal to 3 in bracket 27 divided by 4 is equal to 20.25. Class interval is 280.7 minus 290.0. Step 2. Find value of Q3 is equal to 290.35. Interquartile range Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 41.12.
Conclusion. Use some methods such as data arrangement, graphical method, a measure of variation, measure of central tendency, and measure of position to calculate the current price of bungalows for a given size in Alur Star Kedah. Use frequency distribution to calculate the number of class 5. For the class interval or width is 15.02 round out 15.4 and the class limits. Relative frequency distribution is 27 and for cumulative frequency distribution is 1. Mode was start as 3602.0025, mean 269.53 and median 4086.13. For a measure of variation, we use range negative 499.6, variance 515.30 and standard deviation 22.70. The measure of position quartile first is 249.23 and the quartile 3 is 290.35. The quartile method was used to calculate the interquartile range for 1.12.